All right, guys, jumping right into it. We're here. I'm Dawson here with Rylan, going right into week 2 of PlayVS. It's gonna be our OSU team versus both Rowan Pro teams, so A and B. It's gonna be right back to back. A little short break because we're a little delayed on the matches today.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
So we're playing the Rowan Profs today, right? We're playing the Rowan Profs. That should be interesting. It's a pretty gloomy day outside today, Ohio State. But hopefully these matches will be able to brighten up the nighttime just a little bit.
yeah, honestly, I mean, gloomy day, kind of scary matches. Just doing a little research of my own with our esports program, and this team's looking really, really strong. Like super high ranking players, chemistry's looking great. I have a little experience playing against a couple of their players, so I mean, if I was the Ohio State team, I'd be scared a little, honestly.
Yeah, I mean they came off of 2 wins. Ohio State, I mean they should feel a little bit confident coming off of 2 wins as well. But yeah, you are right. I mean you did the research there, and it seems like evenly matched, but it looks like Rowan's got a little bit of the edge, right? In terms of skill rating, at least.
Yeah, at least just plugging stuff into Rocket League Tracker, just have the elo. It's the elo advantage, which might not mean much, honestly, in a competitive sense.
Yeah. So you said you've played some of the players before?
Just coming into them a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Just familiar names. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. That would not be. I am not qualified to ever reach or play any one of those players, so I would have no idea. But maybe I guess I'll get to learn about them. Learn about a little bit what you experienced when you faced them a while ago today when I get to watch them.
Yeah, fair, fair. And I mean, yeah, you said coming off 2 wins last week. One was really, really close. Nail biter right to the end in overtime. OSU takes it. But then second, not so much. Just a pretty clean sweep. Getting in the double digits some games. Uh, the flip flop of those. Hopefully, OSU took a couple pointers out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the games last week were really interesting. I mean, just being the first week and all, that was like my
Mm-hmm.
first time actually seeing like collegiate competitive, well as play versus games. And it was, I mean, I think this week should be really interesting now that we get to see, well, they were playing their A and their B team. So hopefully
Mm-hmm.
there should be two really evenly matched series between the two. Hopefully, Ohio State will be able to take the W, but it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you always see flying cars anyways, but you're going to see a lot more of
Yeah.
them maybe.
Yeah, a lot more flying cars. And both teams, you already know that OSU's coming off 2 wins, but so is Rowan. So one of these teams is going to leave these matches not undefeated anymore. There's a lot on the line here, honestly.
Yeah, see, this is car soccer, so there is no ties,
No
unfortunately.
ties.
No ties in car soccer. You either win or you lose, and
Mhm.
it's going to be a really, really close matchup. It's going to be really fun, I think, to commentate over.
Yeah, so kind of ditto from last week. I want to see these passing plays like usual. I always have this checklist that I go through in my head. I'm looking at Queeds for those shots. I'm looking at Perk Dogs for those passes, and always looking at whatever they have on third to be solid on rotation, just like usual. Make sure everything runs smoothly. Communication. When they were playing against the first team, where it was really close, a lot of the goals were just wide open, players missing rotation cues, just a little off. So hopefully they're locking that down a little bit in the practice sessions,
Yeah,
and it looks a lot
absolutely.
cleaner.
Yeah, and I think one of their biggest strengths now, playing against a team that's just as good, the communication's gonna have to be their biggest ally here with them,
Mm-hmm.
being able to properly rotate, being able to give call outs and stuff. Um, it's just I think that's gonna be the most important thing, but I guess we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what they do. I mean, it might be a little shaky at first. I mean, we know last week was their first matchups, but now they maybe been able to get some of those jitters out and maybe work on a little bit more of the mental aspect.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and we were relying a little bit on our mechanics last week, and we're kind of having that ripped away from us for this because we're against a team that maybe equally matched, but honestly, I think that Rowan has the upper hand mechanically. At least is evident by their rankings and twos and threes, just individually. So hopefully OSU can improvise, adapt, and overcome this match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw last week. I mean, we saw the second team that they played was not as mechanically gifted, but I think it was by a long shot too. I mean, this one will be a little bit more closer.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they may be able to just maybe be stronger in some of the areas that aren't, that rely solely on the mechanics.
Yep. And we're hitting the queue, about to go into the match whenever we're ready.
Absolutely.
So
should be very exciting.
Yep. Teams are just getting in. And yeah, you said after last week, the blowout, especially, I mean, as we're getting to the next couple of weeks of play versus, we're not going to see as many of those. First week, usually you have those mismatches, whatever, and then as you win or lose, you'll start playing other teams that also have won, which is where we're at now with the 2 undefeated teams. So we're jumping right into it. Kickoff goes in favor of Rowan right off the bat. So the player that I think from Rowan that we need to look out for, I was going to say is Eclipse, but Gary, it seems straight off the bat, very clean shot.
Wow.
So just real quick, Eclipse there off the ceiling, just dropping that down. OSU was not ready for it. But the reason I say that we need to look out for Eclipse is he's far and beyond the highest ranked out of this lobby, getting SSL in ones, I believe. Wow, just
2 straight goals within 11 seconds. That's a little bit poor there. That's a little bit not as structured there from OSU.
For sure. And maybe a little commentator's curse on the intro here with the rotational issues. Rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just right off of 2 kickoffs, but here we have a kickoff in OSU's favor, so let's see if maybe things can change. We get to see some action here.
Yeah, a little bit of a mystery there from Gary. But these Rowan players they're going to make it to these balls. You rank where there's not going to be a lot of whiffs. There shouldn't really be too many missed open nets or just like easy shots. So you have to go past that level and see that you're maybe out of position, or see your players where you're getting those balls to and shooting it in the correct spot. You can't just shoot it straight at a defender anymore because it's not going to go in. It's going to get saved.
Absolutely. And there's not be immediately countered and taken advantage of by the other side.
Yeah, big respect to Stu here, rocking the gray mobile on his Dominus. I think that's the silver rank rewards from a couple seasons ago. Looking like some OSU colors though. So, wow, just what a bully Gary was there, just shoving OSU player off that ball, giving him no chance to touch it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're getting really, really aggressive with it too. I mean, there has not been much time for any relaxing on my eyes whatsoever. It has been constant back and forth.
Yeah, and this is what you're gonna see out of these better teams. Gary, incredible control, just fantastic, and yeah, this is what you're gonna see out of those better teams that are used to these higher ranks. GC2, 3, SSL even. You need to be balancing all of these aspects of your game. So the demos and bumping, the shots, of course, ball and card control. Gary there displaying it very well with that air dribble from the ground. And it just all comes together to make a great individual, and it seems like Rowan's really got it down in that team aspect as well, because they're translating it very well to these passing plays and bumps for their teammates to get a little bit more possession.
Yeah, it just seems like OSU just really hasn't had a clear-cut opportunity down the field. Nothing that's been like hard to save, I guess, from Rowan. I mean, it's been pretty easy. Seems like a pretty, standard game. Maybe not as competitive as they might have liked it so far, but maybe OSU can crank it up here. I mean,
And with those openings, I doubt they're going to see any. I really think OSU is going to have to make them themselves. It's not going to be given to just even the viewers on the Twitch. Like, you'll be able to see immediately. These Rowan players are not messing around, right? Straight out
Oh,
the
yeah, for
gate, those
sure.
2 goals early were just OSU mistakes, and they're able to capitalize without batting an eye.
Yeah, and I believe at least the second one. I'm not sure about the first, but as you said last week, it was just like a mailbox. It was completely wide open, but
Yep.
Queens is able to tuck it right in. The ball was a little bit awkward bouncing, but
Yeah, Skeena here, maybe not the greatest touch they could have gotten, because coming back on that, you can't really do anything else other than send it straight up, specifically in their position. But they did have that teammate to the side of them, so a little bit of a misplay there, team-wise, from the Rowan team.
absolutely, and they just get a nice counter-attacking play there right
Yeah,
off the back foot. I mean, it was a nice pass and a nice shot too. He was able to turn around and read it and tuck it in.
yeah, 1 step forward by OSU and 2 steps forward by Rowan is what the games are feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said earlier, yeah, there's just not going to be much room for mistakes. I mean, the goal is wide open there. The last goal, I mean, it was wide open. I mean, there is not much room for error. If you make the slightest miscalculation and the way you drive or the way you hit, I mean, looks like
Mhm.
each team is capitalizing, but it looks like Rowan's capitalizing even more.
Yeah, nothing away from Stu there. That shot's honestly pretty hard. I've seen it a couple times in my own games where it's bouncing off the ceiling, coming down really fast. A lot of times you can just kind of biff that and not really get the greatest shot. And Rowan would have been able to save that, but Stu having probably the most powerful shot you can get off of that position, which is great. Perk Dog just faking out the defenders a little bit because he had no boost, so he wasn't really going to do much with the ball. But Rowan didn't really know that. So getting a little bit of much needed possession. And Stu kind of just, balling around a little bit, feeling out his way around the court, reading that touch great, staying with it, and just slotting it right in.
He was just taking a little mosey around the stadium there, and he was able to just tuck
Yeah.
it in right in the goal, nice and simple.
Yeah, and that was honestly a smart rotational thing, even if Skeena didn't do that touch, because I know Skeena was most likely looking to put it back in the corner, but Stu was looking to just go around, maybe take some boost and leave, let his second and third players deal with it, but just got something really great out of it. And bringing it to a 1 goal game at 1 minute honestly is very doable, especially the momentum is really in OSU's favor right now with 2 goals in a row.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen too many crazy mechanically, goals from mechanics too much. It just seems like a lot of on and off mistakes that are small mistakes that have led to just open goals or easy tap ins. But like you said, I mean, nothing to take away from the players. They've been doing a fantastic job. It just seems like, a little bit of a lack of concentration at times. But it's a really close game. It is 4-3 with 30 seconds to go. Anything can happen right now.
Yeah, this is some great Rocket League, especially from collegiate. Uh, really, anyone tuning in should be thrilled by the talent that we have on these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. They would not want me on their teams. I'll tell you that much.
Yep, the last second attempt there, trying to get a little air dribble, couldn't quite get it off the ground, maybe. So first game, will go to Rowan 4-3.
Yeah.
Honestly, with that game, I feel like it was just Rowan out the gate, just Rowan controlling the ball, controlling the court, controlling the goals straight up. Uh, OSU clawing their way back in a little bit towards the end, but couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, I mean, it was shocking to me. I had like my jaw open for a second. I was like, "What's going on?" 11 seconds in, 2 goals. I was like, "They are not playing around." I would have been shocked if I was in that game too. But I am glad. I will say I am very glad that OSU were they were hard fought. They were able to bring it to 4-3. Obviously, Rowan had a little bit more of open opportunities there. Um, but OSU played really good, especially Stu. Stu had a lot of aggressive attacking play there, especially along the sides. He was able to just kind of creep around, steal some boosts along the side, and maybe either poach a goal or really just throw off the rotation of Rowan. But All in all, a very close game. But I think if we're gonna need to see some adjustments here, I think it's just gonna have to be OSU and a direct response and come right off the gate as well, just like Rowan did.
Yeah, and I'm sure it took our OSU players a little bit to adjust. And like we said in the intro, it's the improvisation, the adaptability. Uh, Jumping right into it, but yeah, adaptability of our players. Hoping to see that. Getting used to it, especially after last week, maybe coming off of not such a competitive game, straight into a game like this against such a great team. Huge mistake there from Skina.
Yeah, Dog was able to just like tap it in. I mean, this is a pretty good hit from Stu to make Skina really awkward and try and deflect it above the crossbar. And Perk Dog was just able to get in there. But yeah, like I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about. Just getting in right in there. They have to come out and show they mean business right off the start. I mean, every second matters right now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going through Skina's head there. Just very strange playmaking from any perspective. So hoping that OSU can take this and run away with it a little bit like Rowan did last game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
amazing hit.
That was kind of nutty.
That yeah.
That was kind of nutty. Saving his flip till probably the last second. You can't really see it. There was actually a flip cancel on that, barely to make sure that he wasn't hitting the ball with his wheel. So coming in there upside down, not getting his ups and downs mixed around while he was upside down, and flipping perfect way, flip canceling it. Just honestly, probably goal of the match so far. So hoping to see some crazy stuff like that still from Gary. That was really enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. If I spent 100 hours in training, I wouldn't even come close to that.
Yeah, that was. I didn't even see the flip cancel at first, but it was actually really last second and really smart by Gary there. Make sure he gets the most power he could.
Unfortunately, I felt that going in as soon as he jumped off the wall. I mean, you just get that sinking feeling in your stomach when really someone's coming towards your goal. And,
it's like they fall off the ceiling, and it's like you don't know if they have a flip or not, but you just kind of have to assume they do. And it's either you're getting faked out or you're getting dusted. It's a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it usually is it's dusted.
Yeah. Skina there as well almost gave up another free shot on their goal. I'm not sure if they're still kind of getting used to how OSU plays or not, but Skina's really making some strange decisions on the court, I'd say, compared to their other Rowan players.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be maybe he's been in some awkward situations with the car, but
that
I
is
mean,
possible.
It's happened multiple times too. I mean,
and I'm not sure how Ping's looking for the players. Oh, great shot from Perk. That was coming from mid to get there as fast as possible with that pass from Queeds. Incredible read.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good thing Queeds was able to just get that right before. I'm not sure who was going to block it, but one of the defenders was really close, and he was able to just hit that against the corner.
Yeah, they had just left for boost, so coming back to getting scored on probably would make them a little apologetic. Big shot opportunity from Stu, not quite getting it in the top corner that he wanted, I could tell. Not really getting much airtime. Really scary situation there for Perk Dog. 0 boost with Gary coming up to shoot. But Gary luckily didn't really have much of a shot on net there.
Looks like Skina's going to tuck this in.
Wow,
just off the crossbar.
Again, just these Athena flicks coming from Rowan, but Skina finally able to put it in. That's very scary for Rowan because they're just taking shot after shot and missing. Eclipse luckily getting that kill off of the squishy, off of the goal. The scary thing about that is these Rowan players, if all 3 of them miss and aren't really recovering fast, OSU afterwards is just going to have an open net. So you have to make sure that you just get it in, just any way you can.
Yeah, and the ball was dancing around there like a ballerina for a second. It was, oh wow, that was such a close passing play.
Fake.
Wow. I was not expecting it at all. I mean, I knew he was going to hit it against the post, but that bounced up even past the defender, and that was just so close, I think, for Perk Dog to slot it in.
Yeah, Queez went for a huge fake there and it almost paid off.
He's going for a passing play.
Big pass.
Oh, he almost
Maybe a
got it right
little
there.
fast for Perk there. But that's the right idea for sure. Because Perk was in the position. Ball was maybe just a little too high or he wasn't expecting it. It clips with a huge air dribble bump, but Perk Dog's there to make sure that it doesn't go in. But a big a whiff there from OSU makes it towards Hina can get a really clean shot there on that.
Yeah, that was just a good read and a good hit. I think it was an unfortunate miss from Perk Dog there, and they're able to pull ahead here at 3-2. But there's still a minute and 22, which is really shocking to me. I mean, it feels like a lot has gone on already, but
oh yeah,
it's been an
OSU is definitely capitalizing more than they probably were last week on some of these opportunities, some of these holes in the defense, but they kind of have their own holes that they're needing to plug a little bit here that Rowan's also taking advantage of, honestly, just as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting some. They're not. I mean, OSU are doing a really, really good job defensively. I will say that. That's some of the last week that we didn't really, that we were talking about that they should improve. And like you just said, you know, they filled those problems before, and now they've got others to fix, unfortunately. And wow, just bump out their
double
bump
demo.
there.
Stu looking for a little bit of a mechanical showcase. Can't really get it in the net off of that, but giving some opportunities for his OSU teammates.
You know, it was a little cheeky dribbling there from him. That was.
I love seeing this from the collegiate players. If you see the player we were zoomed in on there, pre-jump stat, freestyling a little bit. When it's 3-2, maybe not the best idea, but Eclipse just putting it straight in, right in the middle, scoring that. This is what I love to see from these players, right? Because this is what Rocket League is, you know, showing off a little bit, trying to get this momentum going so that they can freely show off this car control and ball control they have. And Gary, wow, that was so close there on the corner read. That's a Jazer montage clip.
That was.
Oh my!
I was in awe watching that. I really thought that was gonna go, and holy cow, man! I wish I could pull that off.
Yeah, I would have definitely liked to see that coming from an OSU player rather than a Rowan player, but either way, that was very close there in the last couple seconds. Sadly, going to Rowan 4-2. They're gonna be up 2-0. This is gonna be match point this next game.
Yeah.
So momentum's all against us. I mean, what do you want to see this next game?
Oh man, I mean, I think at the point we had a lead of 2-1, so we had 3 unanswered goals, pretty much. So we know, I mean, obviously they scored 4, but before that we were really defensively solid, and I think that just really came down to rotation, and they were able to just like stall it enough, I guess is what it is. They're able to just like kind of stop the leaking. Because OSU, I mean, we know they're great players, and if they see one tiny mistake or one tiny gap, they're able to take it and score. And I think if they can hold on to that, if they can maybe play defensively, I think they know that Rowan is a little bit more mechanically gifted. But you know, I think that's going to be the biggest asset. But yeah.
Yep, we're going to be going to this last match here in a moment. What I'm wanting to see is OSU maybe trying to slow this down a bit. So they've found their mechanical doppelganger maybe here in Rowan. Again, coming out the gate, this is not what I want to see. But so this mechanically matched is what I'm trying to say, right? From Rowan, which OSU might not be used to seeing. So they need to lean a little bit off of that, off of relying on these mechanics, off of these clean shots, because Rowan's going to be expecting it. They're going to be used to what OSU's trying to pull. So maybe slowing the ball down a little bit, getting some one-on-one plays, and just maybe trying to force a low-scoring game is what OSU wants to see.
Yeah, and it's already not looking too swell for them. I mean, it's already 1-0, but that was just off a mistake. And yeah, that bump just led to a goal. That was really, really smart play there from Rowan.
Yeah, and I mean, 30 seconds in, down 2, it's anybody's game, but it's not going to be the best feeling knowing that it's match point here in a best of 5.
Yeah.
OSU's gonna really have to claw their way out of this. Still going up for a shot here. Just hitting it off the backboard. Great idea. Wow, I can't tell if that was lucky or a read
I don't know, but
there
that
from
was a
Gary.
huge block and a huge follow up there from Rowan. I mean, Rowan have done a fantastic job defensively too. I mean, they have blocked some serious passing play and shots, and some of it's been a lack of direct or good contact on the ball
Mhm.
from OSU. But I mean, Rowan have done a fantastic job just reading all these plays. And like you said, I mean, I think maybe they just have to slow it down and maybe rely a little bit on taking players, head to head. Or it's a tough one for them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. 3 goals. I mean, only a minute in.
Yeah, I'm sure Perk's not feeling too great about own goaling that as well. And these players are not players I'd want to come up in on solo queue. Very solid, taking advantage of every single little bit of boost they can get. And that save, I mean, that last I was saying, I wasn't sure if it was luck. That looked very intentional there from Gary. That would be terrifying as an OSU player to have that shot get saved because that really just looked like a free shot, a free goal.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job rotating, getting attacking plays. I mean, it almost seems like Rowan's really, intimidated OSU a lot. Just maybe with their mechanics, or I don't know. I mean, we can see Stu is going up for some flair, but occasionally, but it just seems like there hasn't been really much to show for.
Flip reset couldn't quite get it there from Eclipse, but I respect them going for it because I would love to see it even if it's on our own team. Uh, some insane touches here. Just wow, yeah. These Rowan players are all over the ball this game. They're showing up to this third match. They want a sweep. They want it so bad. Yeah, coming from Gary there, just where he needs to be to put that in the net.
Yeah, and it seems like Rowan's just doing a. It seems like they're just trying to get some cheeky little passes or some dribbles up. They're trying to hit it to each other off the ceiling and stuff. Looks like they're working on maybe some sort of some flair, looking on some Rocket League Championship Series type stuff here that I promise you I would never be able to perform in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little suspicious of Gary, honestly. Rizzo retired recently. Maybe he just fell back, changed his name to Gary, and came to collegiate.
That would be
It's,
that'd be quite the power play there.
yeah, ex G2 player promoting to Rowan's collegiate team. Great dodger from Queens, but gets bumped by his own teammate. Oh, that's gonna hurt in comps. Wow. Yeah,
That's
Queens
yeah.
dodging the bump beautifully there, but then just getting slammed by his own teammate.
Yeah, the coach is not going to be too happy in the locker room with that one, unfortunately. There's going to be a little bit of discrepancies, maybe some water bottles thrown.
Yeah, I think Perk Dog's gonna have to run a couple laps after practice next week.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe he might be able to change the coach's mind here with the performance here in the last 2 minutes. We'll have to
Yeah.
see.
Sad to see an own goal, then also that bump. Perk just maybe getting a little demotivated after those opening goals, which I mean is fair. Momentum's so huge in this game, especially in a match point, that I can definitely see the OSU players getting pretty demotivated. Gary going for double touch there. Obviously not gonna get it with OSU player on the backboard.
Tight shot there by Eclipse. And
It's silly, right? Just seeing a player go from one wall to the other using all 100 boosts just to not touch the ball, but their team's up 5-0. It's it's a little silly, but it's also kind of funny to see.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this last week, but we were on the other side of it.
Yeah,
Um, this is just a 5-0 match with a minute left. I mean, I think OSU, it looks like at moments they're trying, but definitely for sure, Rowan is just, I think they've given up the notion of they going try hard beast mode here.
hmm and they're gonna keep trying till it's over, but really just not what I wanted to see from OSU, especially with being so seemingly even matched the last couple games. Barely losing by 1 point first game, 2 point second game, but even being up second game. Just having it kind of taken away from them by their own mistakes, really. And then coming to this game, just maybe they're not a second half team. You know, coming into the match point, just kind of giving up already.
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
sure.
if you were to cover up the names of the teams, you would think that this were a completely different team from the past two games compared to this
Hmm.
one. I think there was way too many mistakes that, and we know mistakes lead to goals. I mean, 5-0 up
Yeah,
is it's a
a
huge
lot.
scoreline.
Yeah. Players hopefully looking to keep the ball up here. Little rule one. It's gonna finally go down. Not quite the game three we wanted to see from these teams, but I mean, it's a game three we got. So
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about their performance overall from start to finish for both teams?
you know, first two games was was great. Honestly, it was like first match last week with OSU. It looked like it was going to be really close, and great plays from both teams. I was loving it. Rowan coming right out the gate, showing that they're not going to be knocked over so easily by OSU, despite coming in undefeated. But OSU fighting back as well. You know, first game maybe taking a tough loss, but then jumping right into game two, being up a goal about halfway through. Um, Sadly, they just fell off, and then game three was just a blowout, which definitely isn't what I wanted to see.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, and I felt at first that when I watched Rowan, I mean, I think coming off of what you said before the game, you could tell that they were better, but it seemed that OSU were doing a really really good job defensively, and I was hoping maybe throughout the series they were able to turn that defense into some counterattacks and maybe getting some easy goals, maybe some mailboxes to be able to secure them a tight
Mailboxes.
win, but yeah, unfortunately, it was just a 3-0 sweep from Rowan. I mean, they were able to just showcase their abilities technically and
Hmm.
mechanically.
Yeah, and that scoreline is going to be really deceiving, honestly, coming out of it. Because I mean, we got 3-0'd, but the games were close, right? So OSU had that adaptability, but I think Rowan just slowly learned that they just had the upper hand. So maybe Rowan came in expecting that even match, which they got for a bit, but then finally getting comfortable in that last game and just dancing around OSU's team. Both teams adapted well, but like I said, coming into it, Rowan definitely had the rank advantage,
Mm-hmm.
which it's not meaningless. It might not mean a ton to a lot of players. Like Elo isn't really representative of your skill, but I think
Yeah,
it definitely meant a lot in this game.
yeah, and I think Perk Dog right now, unfortunately, is probably getting hammered in the locker room for that own
Yeah.
goal and that bump. I mean, fair play to that bump. That was a really impressive bump there to lead to the goal, but probably not something you want to see from your own player.
From your own player, yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad. Uh, some highlights though. I hope we had some clips from our Twitch viewers because Gary was really impressive. Because he wasn't the player that I thought we were gonna look out for, right? I said it was Eclipse, but
Mm-hmm.
Gary with a great air dribble play in game two, I believe, and that great save as well off the backboard, just a banger of a shot from OSU, and it's just saved instantly off of a read. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, cohesively, Rowan were making some really impressive passing plays, actually. I mean, off the ceiling, and I don't think we saw much. I mean, we saw a couple passing plays from Ohio State, but, I think it was nothing compared to Rowan.
Yep. So sadly, 3-0, but we still have this next game coming up. Rowan again, B team though. So we're going to be sending it to break here shortly, and we'll be right back.
See you guys.
See ya. Hey guys, going straight back from break, 15 minutes. Hopefully you got your Mountain Dew and Doritos. Going right in, Rowan B team. Sadly coming off a loss, 3-0. Closer than a 3-0 sounds like, but still a 3-0. Hoping to hop back into this. High hopes. B team, I did a little stalking during the break. Still really strong players. Not as strong, obviously, as their A team would be, but still going to see some really great Rocket League. Nothing to scoff at here.
Absolutely, yeah. And then we watched we watched our backup players last week. They were really good. I mean, it was really nice to see them. I'm assuming they're going to play that lineup again. Maybe. It should be an interesting match. I don't think there's going to be much. There's not going to be too much change in pace. I don't think. Maybe mechanics wise, maybe.
Yeah, and OSU's B team again, like I said, with Rowan's B team, nothing to scoff at. We did see them play last week. Just strong players, just really strong players. I'm so hyped to get into these great matches in the next couple weeks because no one likes to see a blowout. You just want to see some great Rocket League. We're going to be hopping in soon. Lobby should be up. So whenever we're ready, we can go right into that.
Yeah. I unfortunately did not bring my Doritos and Mountain Dew to watch this game, as you said. Unfortunate. I'm just sitting here watching it. I'm just always blown away every time I watch these games, man. I'm shocked. I just can't believe how good these players are. Compared to me. You know, I sometimes like to think of myself as the best Rocket League player in the world whenever I score a turtle goal in Rumble, but
yeah. You have those moments, right, where you just think you're the best of all time. Then maybe next game you're the worst of all time.
Yeah, you let the team down. Maybe you bump into your own teammates scoring on goal here. Hint, hint, perk dog. Unfortunately.
Yeah, sad perk dog.
Yeah. Hopefully the coach took care of him. Maybe made him run some laps.
take care of them. That sounds really foreboding.
Yeah, I guess so.
Come back sweating. Oh god.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to see some really interesting play here for the Rowan B team. I mean, they're still going to be way better than me. I know that for a fact. So nothing to really expect there.
Yeah, I mean, you never really do expect much from a B team, right? So OSU, they probably know more than we do about this other team. They've probably done their research. So hopefully they have the right expectations. Aren't underestimating anyone, overestimating anyone.
Yeah. Should be an interesting game. I mean, I just, one of these days I just want to go out there myself and see, I'd probably be the guy sitting in the corner while the rest of them are fighting it up in the air, and I'm just still trying to grab the boost because I keep missing it.
It's hard especially if you're in a big turning radius car. You miss it the first time and you're just doomed to go around in a circle the entire time.
You need the Merc. You need the
Merc, yeah.
What is it? The mystery van.
From Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, you need a mystery van, yeah.
Why is that not in Rocket League yet?
I don't know. Guess we're gonna hop right into it, right?
Yep, we got the ready. Should be going into the game whenever.
Yeah, you are. I mean, there definitely should be a mystery van in Rocket League. That would be so cool.
If we can get a Ford in Rocket League, then I don't see any reason we can't get the okay from Warner for the mystery van. Is that Warner who owns Scooby-Doo?
It may be. I totally forgot that we got a Ford truck. That's so weird.
Yeah, built Ford tough.
Yeah, we need maybe a monster truck too. We already had the Batmobile. That was a whole thing.
Yeah. A little bit of trouble getting the lobby, but here we go. Straight into it. Good. So, yep, we are on mixed teams from both, right? No repeating players. So, brand new lobby.
Yep, whole new set of players. That's what I expected, but I guess I had to be sure. right away. I mean, there's no quick goals within 10, 15
Yeah,
seconds. So
like we saw last time.
yeah, that's pretty interesting to see. Already, not some dead balls from resulting from goals, but it looks like she's putting a little bit of pressure here. And it looks like Rowan here is just gonna get a nice little counter.
Yeah, and a couple of names that we'll recognize from last week, from at least from OSU's team, obviously Slaney and Poke. We recognize Diesel. I don't believe played. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. This might just be our full sub roster. Don't know if we have any extras.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I think Poke was definitely in there.
Yeah, Poke was definitely. And
I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I think those are two. Are those two new players besides Poke? I don't remember Slaney, but
whoa! Oh, that hurts to see.
this just
Wow,
went right
that
across
was,
goal.
kind of a disaster from OSU. It was Poke, I believe, trying to dribble it in, couldn't really get around it, and then his teammate just comes in and totally whiffs it, despite it being completely open. Not what we want to see from either team. Even as an OSU caster, I wouldn't want to see Rowan do that. It's a little embarrassing.
Oh well, Slaney just completely missed the ball there. I mean, I'm not sure. It was like Billy Madison there with the golf swing.
Yeah, the driver.
Oh
Yeah, I wouldn't call that really a strong start from either team. Shaking the cobwebs off, definitely. Just getting used to playing in the setting again, especially coming off last game, which was pretty close and really, really high level, right?
yeah.
You want to try to play at the same level as your higher ups did, as your main teams did. But I think the players are starting to realize they're not really capable of that. So just need to tone it down a little, do what they can do, right? Don't try to force anything. Wow, what just happened?
Pokey there almost with a belter into the upper 90. I mean, that
Yeah.
was, whew, man, he
That was
came
like
in
a
out of
pinball
nowhere.
machine.
Yeah, he came in out of nowhere. I thought that was going to be an amazing goal, but oh my gosh, just at the post there too. I mean, we're getting some interesting shots. They've kind of resulted from some mistakes here, but I mean, it's been it's been really close, honestly, so far. I mean, like you said, they're just shaking off the cobwebs. I mean, it seems like they've had a lot of cobwebs to shake off, though.
These are some Champ 1 whiffs, if I were to guess. Shot opportunities, even if they're touching it, they're like, I'm not sure if they're really consciously trying to put it where they need it, right? So a lot of these shots that are really good shot opportunities, so really great passes, nothing really to complain about there. But the shots themselves are just way off the mark from both teams here. Like even there, just whiffing the ball, there's a lot of whiffs. That was one thing I was to say compared to last game. These players should be saying faking in game chat a lot more than the last teams.
Yeah. I think so far, I think one of the biggest differences is right here. Example, I was just going to say passing play. OSU has done a fantastic job
from Poke.
passing the ball. I don't think Rowan has really shown too many passing opportunities, and Poke was just able to just slot that in. Amazing shot.
73. No saving that. It's top shelf. The best you can really get off of that pass. Great pass, too, from the OSU player. So that's what we want to see, right? It's not what we've seen for the first 3 minutes. These last 2 minutes, I want to see what I know that OSU can bring, which is exemplified in the goal that they just scored there.
Yeah, I mean, I think right away, so far, their biggest advantage is going to be the passing. They have done a fantastic job, and Rowan has not really been reading it at all. I mean, they've had a little bit of slip-ups, not getting proper shots and passes, but if they're able to just hone it in and focus a little bit, I mean, he's going here with the counter and almost gets the shot off right there at the top, but
yeah, and Gabroni's kind of not sure if it's Gabroni's or I'm not going to say it the other way that I think it is. Great shot there. I'm just going to say Gabroni's. So it's the defense. It's the defense disparity. So OSU has some great offense, but that defense there just wasn't there. It just wasn't there from any of the players. But Rowan is showing a pretty solid defense, honestly. The entire game, it's been OSU players that have been whiffing.
Yeah, for sure. I think you hit the nail with the hammer, if that's even the right way to say
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
hit the nail with the sledgehammer.
the sledgehammer, the mighty foe hammer, and
Yep.
Diesel just
Wow.
comes and tucks it in. That's a really really bad a little bad defensive judgment there. I mean, he just tried to read off the wall, but great pass nonetheless, and amazing tuck in.
That's the player I meant to say to look out for too, was actually Gabroni's, because just doing a little bit of research, he's at least his ranks aren't quite on the same level as his teammates, so he's maybe possibly the weak link for this team, and it was him on that defense there that wasn't quite there off the read, even though he was the closest, so his teammate might have been expecting that from him, and it just didn't come out, so OSU was able to capitalize on that with their offense that they do have on Rowan. Sending it to overtime here. Really, it's going to come down to if OSU makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Because Rowan's probably not going to make anything too egregious, but they're not going to really get out those great aggressive plays that OSU is capable of.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. I mean, overtime is always exciting. Maybe OSU is maybe able to score an amazing passing play. That's what I'm hoping to see. Maybe something crazy here.
Wow.
Oh,
that was not what we wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean,
aerial coming up, Diesel just flopping around and getting dusted by a million years on that. Really.
I mean,
what we wanted to see there.
I think he heard you, talk a little bit down about him, saying he was the weak link. He scored the overtime goal there. I mean, he had an easy shot. I mean, MVP. It was like you said, he was like a million years ahead of that ball, and all he had to do was, as long as he aimed it on target, it was going in. It was an open goal. So, I don't know.
And if I was in the mind of Diesel there, definitely ground yourself. Don't go for that, because if he sees Gabroni's going for that, he was right under the ball, so you're not getting power on that. Even if you're getting on target, like, it's even hard to do just that. So Diesel, just go back to net and get ready for that. There was no reason to try to aerial for that and beat him in the air when Gabroni's was already up before Diesel even thought about jumping. So just a little bit of a misplay there in the mental aspect.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I'm hoping to see right now from Ohio State is to be able to turn those passing plays into goals. I think if they do that, they can turn the series around starting pretty much right now.
Yeah, and the defense, right? So if I were looking at these teams, say I knew nothing about them, this was like RLCS or something, I would say OSU probably has the upper hand in this set, because it was just those defensive misplays that you can adapt to.
Yeah,
okay, we're going straight into this next game. I really want to see that from OSU. I want to see them changing around their defense and just acting conscientiously, right? Thinking about what they're doing before they do it, because they have that time. This isn't Rowan's A team. You have a little bit of leeway here.
Oh, nice shot there over the top. Oh, it's just stuck in right there. I mean, looked like a pretty comfortable save, but I thought maybe otherwise. I was hopeful there with that shot.
And if we're looking out for it, Diesel, I would expect, would be the one to have those strong, consistent goals. Seems like a very consistent player. So I hope Slaney and Poke here can rely on him a little bit to get the touches that they need. Great 50 there from Poke. Diesel maybe not having the... It's on target, but Slaney, it goes right to Slaney, though. I was thinking Diesel was going to try to shoot this right here.
I think he
did.
It. I just think he maybe missed. I think he was just trying to barely chip it, but if he was going for a pass, I mean, that's amazing vision there. I would have never saw that.
Yeah, and that was the hole from Rowan. They weren't able to communicate who was really going for that, or they weren't really in position to. Okay, with a 1v1 opportunity here, but it's shut down by Game Freak really quickly.
Yeah, so flare here. Isn't able to turn that into much, unfortunately, but he's trying it. I'll give him credit. He's trying it.
Incredible shot there from Game Freak. Just can't quite get it in. Poke with a great save. So yeah, OSU's showing this improvement on defense, for sure. So I would say that Rowan is the defensively the better team defensively, and we've seen that right through game
Oh,
one. But OSU has that ability to adapt. So I trust that they're going to change their game plan around a little, like we've already seen from this beginning. Staying far apart is very important. Like you can see, our players aren't bunching up too close and causing that confusion.
yeah, I think they're doing a pretty good job rotating in general right now. I think the biggest problem that could affect them is just the 1v1 mistakes, maybe mishitting, misjudging, stuff I do on a regular basis day to day.
Wake up, misjudge. Yeah,
Go
I
back to
feel you.
bed. Yep.
Slaney with a great double touch there. Probably not going to bring much, but
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, a little bit of a mistake there from Rowan, but
commentator's
third
curse,
place.
I believe.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good off the wall pass to himself there. I mean, I looked like Shaquille O'Neal when he threw it off the backboard and dunked it in himself. He just had to take care of it
Yeah.
himself.
Breaking the glass there. Wow. Yeah, Trist on the defense there. Just getting such a weird touch. I think it was just off of his wheels. Not able to read it. Uh, big error. And so I'm loving this from OSU. Not quite banking on them making mistakes, but if Rowan is making mistakes, then you got to be there for that.
Oh, yeah,
It's going to
absolutely.
happen. You just can't really predict it, you know? You can't predict if someone's going to miss the ball randomly.
Yeah. Oh, nice
Great
move
demo there. Poke's going to be able to get something out of this maybe. Going for a flip reset. Gets it, but can't quite shoot it.
Oh,
wow, that double
so
touch was so
close.
close.
Yeah, that was a great flip reset. I don't even think we saw that. I mean, we saw it a couple times last game, but I don't know why it come off like that.
Frankly impeccable, if I were to say so myself. And clean shot.
I
Team to
mean,
team.
this is exactly what we were just
Textbook.
talking about, passing play. I mean, Rowan couldn't do anything about it. He tried that player right there. Who was it? Gabroni's. He tried to read it off the
Bennett.
top and just
Diesel said, Gabroni's in net. Don't worry, I got this.
don't worry,
Passes it
Chief.
straight up for Poke.
Exactly. It was just so easy. Oh, Diesel going
Double
for
touch
himself there.
Diesel. Wow.
Very close.
This is getting really exciting. I think OSU's B team is getting in the groove right now. These are some shots that I wouldn't even really expect to see from the A team.
Yeah, I mean, they took that game last time and they just said, you know what, not happening today. We are turning this around. They have made an instant impact and they've made an instant change. I don't think I've seen many mistakes on their side, but I've seen all the right moves from Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm seeing some incredibly hype stuff from here. Hopefully getting the morale up a little bit. You know, seeing Poke go for these air dribble flip resets into almost a double touch. And then it was really close to scoring it. And if he would have scored it, like, team morale, that's huge. You know, going through the roof.
Oh, that pass right there was just so... It was so tight. He tried to get it on the top of the ball to just maybe hit it around the other side of the defender, and that could have resulted in a goal there, but...
Yeah, positioning's getting a little scary here from OSU. Obviously, they're up 3 with 45 seconds left, but it still really is anyone's game. So I don't want to see OSU overcommitting too much. Because I saw Slaney maybe creeping a little too far, a little bit further than they should be.
Yeah, Rowan's just putting on the pressure here. I mean, they're showing a fighting spirit for sure. They've just made a couple mistakes that have led to some goals, unfortunately. The passing play there again.
Yeah, and Gabroni's not really... It's scary, right? So the ball's going towards him while he's going backwards. You're not going to get a strong hit off of that. But you need to try your best to control that off the ground instead of just going for erroneous touch like he did. So, I mean, Rowan coming off of last game, winning it, into this, the 3-0 with possession really almost exclusively on OSU's side.
Yeah.
Right? Tying it up 1-1. This is scary for Rowan. This is really scary for Rowan.
Yeah, I mean, OSU just... They dominated that game from start to finish. There was not really much error from them, and if there was, they were able to rotate their team properly to be able to make up for the mistakes. And the passing play was fantastic. I mean, we all saw some double touches, some flip. We saw a flip reset, which is crazy.
Almost off the backboard. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think if OSU keep this up and they keep that momentum going exactly how they played that second game, they're definitely going to win the series. But I'm not discrediting Rowan by any means. I mean, they've tried to do the best that they could. They've made some mistakes, but they have not given up whatsoever at all, and I think that's impressive from them. But I'd say it's even more impressive from Ohio State what they've been able to do so far on the attacking play. That's what I'm excited about.
For sure. So just setting up the lobby real quick. Uh, I don't want to see a repeat of the last match. So we had that Rowan popping off first game, going straight into it pretty warm.
Mm-hmm.
And then next game, OSU getting their footing, right? But then Rowan just bringing it right back. It's seeming like it. We're going to be able to go into the next game right now whenever we're ready. So going straight into this third game. So OSU took one, and it wasn't even close.
All right. I mean,
Wow.
I guess if you want to score a goal within 3 seconds, go ahead. That was
Go for it. Game Break just kind of doing a U-turn there and saying, I give up.
That had to have been the easiest goal he scored in his entire Rocket League career from bronze to now. I mean, that was simple.
It was wide open.
3 seconds into the match. Wow, crazy. We're already 1-0 up, and Rowan looks like they're just trying to get some attacks here.
These
but
double commits from Rowan, not what I want to see.
Yeah.
And I said after the first game, I did say I give the advantage to OSU even when they were down one, because I just know what they're capable of. And seeing that first game from them, I knew that they had a little bit of adjusting to do. But then they got their flow down second game, and that was what I expected, was them to have a pretty solid showing. And so they really just need to keep it up. They need to keep their game consistent. Don't try to change anything too crazy. Let Rowan freak out a little bit, which they've been doing already. Like, these double commits aren't great. Poke with a wide open net, able to get it in before the defender comes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit scary there.
Yeah, I think that was a great block, and nice turnaround the car there. He's able to drift and just poke it right in. Drift. Pretty much. It was simple as that.
Right in, yeah.
Exactly. And just like already a minute in, 2 goals. It just really shows what confidence can do. I mean, this is amazing play right now. I mean, and just
wow, so clean there from Slaney.
I feel like I can't even talk for like 5 seconds without another goal coming in out of nowhere. It's crazy. I'm impressed.
Yeah, Slaney honestly going for that shot himself, which would have been really impressive. Missing it, but he had a teammate to back him up, which is what you want to see in these collegiate teams. You want to see this team play. You don't want to see any egos. So it's great to see that the OSU players they have each other's backs.
Absolutely, and I think that's what's winning them this game right now. Their teamwork is fantastic. I don't think if there is an individual performance going on, it's usually just for show for a hot second. It's not really for anything too serious.
Consistent.
Yeah.
If there was any player I'd point out with those solo plays, it's definitely Poke. Because even in the first game, you definitely saw that a lot. Seems very, very confident in their car and ball control, which I love to see a player that's confident in that stuff, be able to use it in a competitive match like this while not sacrificing any of that team play. He's doing it pretty intelligently, which I really like.
Absolutely, and right there, I mean, we just saw Rowan had like their first passing play of the series, and it almost resulted in a goal. I mean, I'm not trying to root for them or anything, but if they can do that, maybe they might have a chance of maybe bringing some goals back here, because that's exactly what OSU is doing to them. Just get some hits here off the wall here.
I want to see Rowan bring it.
Ooh,
wow.
I'm not sure about that one. I mean, I'm not sure what he was going for. I think he was trying to hit it off maybe the crossbar, or trying to get it up in the air, and he just maybe didn't get a proper hit on it. I'm not sure. It looks like a pretty intentional goal.
I'm going to call that the deer in the headlights. Scooted forward a little bit, stopped, wasn't sure where the ball freaked out. Right, you see that in solo queue. I'm sure your ranked teammates do that. If we have any Rocket League players in chat, you've probably seen that from your teammates before. Can't really blame them. It happens. Sadly, Rowan's just falling apart a little bit. Combined, honestly, with OSU really putting the pedal to the metal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They are putting the pressure on. I mean, 4 goals, and they haven't stopped. They haven't quit. They haven't slowed the game down whatsoever. They've just been forcing it down Rowan's throat and almost resulted in another goal there. But
Mm-hmm.
Slaney's already back on the rotation to be able to stop this defensively and just
Yeah, huge whiffs there from both teams. Each player faking each other out, not really expecting any of them to miss, results in everyone missing. So ball's going to stay in OSU's half. Hopefully they can get out here. Double commit a little bit on the wall there from Diesel and Poke. But luckily Slaney's in a pretty good position to make sure nothing too scary happens. Big chance here from Slaney to get the ball out. That was a double commit, and they both whiffed there from Rowan. So huge chance here from OSU's team. Hopefully Poke can push up a little bit. Maybe he's a little low on boost. I'm not sure why he waited so long for that.
Yeah, he was very hesitant. I think you are right. I think either he ran out of boost or maybe he's really trying to preserve a four. Oh my gosh, that double touch almost came off.
Wow, Tristo there was so close with that double touch. Had a big chance. Didn't quite read the bounce off the wall, which is fine. It was a very hard read, so very impressive there, honestly, from Tristo. And great shot there from Game Freak. OSU not really making any commitment errors. It's just great pass there, very fast, keeping the ball up, and a little bit of a fake from Tristo with Game Freak in the back to solidify that. Not much you can do as an OSU player in net there, honestly.
Yeah, and I think this game we've seen a spark, maybe a little bit from Rowan on the attack. We haven't seen much of the attack before. I mean, it's really just been as a result of tiny mistakes, but right there, that was just good, solid attacking play by them. And looks like they're trying to get another passing play off here, and almost resulted. Someone would have went for that, but
a little bit of a backflip there from OSU player. Yeah, if I'm on Rowan's team, this is what gets my blood pumping, you know, because you know you can do it. You know you can take these great chance there by Game Freak, by the way.
Wow, yeah.
Save.
That was unfortunate. Hit the crossbar on the bottom side of the post. That was a really great tight angle to shoot.
Yeah, but as a Rowan player, you know you can do this. You've shown that you can beat them. They're not insurmountable.
Right.
So you just need to figure out those little mistakes, those little adjustments you need to make to bring it back a little bit. And I just want to see OSU staying consistent. That was great from them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the next game, I said the game before, if they just did what they did the second game, then they're going to win. And that's exactly what happened. And if they do it again, well, they're going to win the series. They're going to take it home for sure. I think I've seen some fantastic passing play. And I hope they keep that up. And I think Rowan showing a little bit of a spark there. I mean, they're trying to get some passing play and some quick play off. And if they keep that up, they'll be able to make the series a little bit more interesting for sure. Maybe get some goals there, maybe bring it close and make Ohio State sweat a little bit. But I think other than that, they're doing a fantastic job. I mean, both sides have showed some fight for sure.
Yeah. OSU just having, it seems like a big goal lead, and 4-1 is, and last game, I think it was 3-0, pretty significant goal lead, and it was errors on Rowan's part, but I don't think that's really indicative of their team, because we saw in game 1, Rowan being able to take it pretty cleanly, not too insane. So going into this last game, as an OSU caster, I want to see OSU win, obviously, and I do believe that they have the upper hand. So we'll see some great things from them. But I want Rowan to get these kinks buffed out a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like they're already trying to get some aggressive attacking play. It's just an open goal there from Game Freak. I mean, already, every game it seems like there's been a goal within, 15, 20 seconds, and it's usually resulted in a little bit of mistakes there. And like you said, Rowan has some quality. They're able to push up and get really aggressive with it and slot one goal in 16 seconds in.
Yeah. And if I'm Diesel on the wall there, I'm wanting to not necessarily hit that across my net, right? Because Poke's there, not really sure what Diesel's doing. You want to try to get around it and send it back to where it came from. You don't want to send that across your own net.
Right.
Almost ever.
Another close shot there. Seems a little awkward right now.
Huge chance there. Not sure if Game Freak had his flip there, but it was a really nice shot opportunity. OSU able to get out of their half. Diesel passing it back for Slaney, and big chance there.
Holy
saved by
shnikes.
Gabronis.
That was an amazing pass. I can't believe he knew. I think Slaney, that was who was behind him. I could not believe that he knew that he was right there and passed it pretty much perfectly to him. That was crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, at first glance, it seemed like an error from the person on the backboard, because you don't want to send that back to the corner. You want to send it across the net. Just like you, as a defender, you don't want to send it across your own net. But he had the teammate there. Wow. Big
fake right there. That totally fell for that one. He tried to get a nice aggressive block there, and Trista was able to keep calm and keep composed and just dribble around him.
That's mental fortitude. Diesel going for a huge read. Can't quite get it, but big shot opportunity from Slaney. Bar down. Wow. A little bit of miscommunication. Rowan's team just kind of faking each other out.
They're getting into the mental aspect of the game on their own team.
Yeah. Then,
I mean,
you know, what can I say? What can you say about that?
I mean,
other than Rowan just big whiff.
Yeah, unfortunate. It looks like Rowan there was just trying to fit a square peg into a circular hole there, trying to figure each other out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what was going on, but OSU was able to capitalize there with a really easy goal.
Mm-hmm. Which is great. Tying it up. Momentum back in OSU's favor. 3 minutes left still. No teams really easing up. But those are some of the stuff you'll see from B teams. You'll see some of those miscommunications. One player maybe missing a ball that they thought they were going to hit or called that they were going for. And then because of that, their teammates get faked out, and it's kind of just domino effect from there.
Absolutely. We see another pass here towards the middle, and unfortunately,
he's opting to send it back to his own corner, which I think is. It depends. I think in that situation, he had more. He had better plays for it, but it still worked out pretty well as they're able to get it back in Rowan's half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think OSU know. I mean, this is match point, and I think they're just going to keep it safe. You know, I think they know they've got the quality and just kind of do what works. You know, don't go for anything maybe too crazy. But, I mean, we've already seen, you know, in all fairness, some that crazy passing play earlier that was back to Slaney there for a shot. And maybe they might go even more aggressive than they have done before, but we haven't really seen too much of it yet. It's been really close and really back and forth so far.
Yeah, for sure. And for Rowan's team here, tied up, they need to win this or else they're out. But then even if they win this, they still need to take another one. So you need to be focusing in the moment what you can do now to score a goal, right? You need to poke a hole in OSU's defense, and then you need to figure out why that's happening and bring it into next game as well. OSU doesn't have to worry about that. They just have to worry about demotivating Rowan as much as possible, getting that lead and just ending it, coming into this last minute.
Absolutely.
Right? So different win conditions here for both teams.
Yeah, and it's just it might be, you know, it might cost OSU. They might get a little too complacent with it, obviously. But, you know, Rowan here, I mean, they do have something to lose. They can lose the game, but they're able to maybe get a little bit more aggressive with it to try and bring the series back, you know, kind of go
Yeah, and both teams are just booming the ball to each half. So in threes, you're going to want a player going for every ball, ideally. So you want those 50s going. So opting to just hit the ball as hard as you can to get it over is honestly a great idea. So for both teams, even with the great offense that we have from OSU, rather than just trying to do a one-on-one play, you know, a solo play, you don't want to risk having it stolen off your head or something. So you want to just get it out and maybe let your teammate have a play a little bit closer to the net.
Diesel just tried to get a nice little cheeky
shot. And Diesel opting to send it back. He knows we have 10 seconds left.
Oh,
you want to just keep the possession the entire time.
Yeah.
These last 10 seconds.
Let's see if they follow rule number 1 here. Well, maybe not. That was
going overtime pretty quick, sadly.
Ooh, this is really interesting.
But this is the sweat.
Yeah.
This is the sweater, you know.
What is
Whoa!
going on there?
Rowan T-boning his own teammate. If Slaney can put it
Ah,
on,
there
that's
we
huge!
go.
Wow.
Fantastic, right?
Wow.
I mean, I'm not sure what just happened there. It seemed like people were getting stuck, and I, fair play to Slaney for just getting in there and taking charge and saying, you know what, this is my ball, this is my goal, and this is our win.
Yep. Great there. Not the most competitive ending, sadly, but Rowan T-boning their own team. I mean, it happens. And we're glad to take the win. There's great play, even not just from that overtime, with a T-bone and open goal 9 seconds in, but there's great play from both teams. Rowan having that solid defense, and I really mean that solid defense, but OSU being able to poke it and prod it and try to dissect it, open up something, and they were able to get that, holding the defense wider and wider as they went on, and you just saw that lead go up and up and up, getting 3-goal leads, 4-goal leads, and just commanding ball pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that just is really indicative of, how quality Ohio State is, right? I mean, their A team was pretty good. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, there was a loss earlier today, but their B team was able to come out and really, really showcase their talent for sure.
Yeah, JV taking it home for us. Yeah,
Absolutely. It
great.
really puts the name B team to shame right there. I thought they were playing like an A team right there.
It was really solid. I mean, it's Rocket League that I love to watch.
Absolutely.
It's you see that impressive stuff, especially Poke, leaving me at a loss for words sometimes with trying those crazy plays, those solo plays, flip resets, everything, stuff that I mean I don't get to see often. So being able to see that from a B team is super exciting. I'm really I'm really excited to see where our team goes from here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think these were some interesting games today for sure, in total that we all got to commentate over. That was really fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So if I'm the A team here, buckling down for a week, thinking about defense, right? So hitting maybe scrims. I think they just need to scrim some teams. Look at their defense, which it's honestly not even pure defense, right? Some of these players, Queed specifically, has the correct momentum on net. So having the momentum going as an opponent's ready to take a shot, so that you're not just at a standstill and trying to jump up really quick for stuff. So you got to have that momentum, and it looked really solid. But being in a position where you have the time to do that wasn't really as solid, I noticed. So taking those replays, looking them over, seeing where those positioning errors are coming from, and taking those into scrims against some other strong teams,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would really help us.
Yeah, and I think
Sure.
if if I'm a part of the B team, I would say just keep it up. I mean, we've seen two good performances in the past 2 weeks. I might get a jersey of Poke and have them sign it for
Oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
please.
honestly, I mean I've seen two back-to-back weeks of impressive performances by them.
Hmm.
And I think if you're on the B team, I mean, obviously keep it up. They've pretty much, I mean, they've got all the confidence in the world right now. I mean, they've done a
Yeah.
fantastic job.
Yep. Great showings from Rowan and OSU. Really happy to commentate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're gonna send it off though.
Yeah,
It's a great
unfortunately.
day, great Rocket League. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yep. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time.